guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is a new art video where I show you what are the art supplies or the materials that you need to start oil painting. Oil paints are a really versatile medium. So if you have tried, you know how they are very different from acrylics, watercolors and other mediums. They help you paint very realistic paintings and I personally love them. So if you are a beginner and want to start oil painting, you can check out this video. You can see it till the end because I will show you what all supplies you need for it. Because choosing the materials can be really difficult if you are a beginner because you don't want very expensive, because what if you don't like oil painting? Not everyone does. So yeah, this will be a very helpful video. So if you find this video helpful and enjoy this video, please do like it, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to it. Now, which oil paints to choose, how many to choose, and what are the good brands? So I use one brand only, which is Camlin. So Camlin sells two types of oil paints, which are student grade and artist grade. I started using the artist grade from the beginning, so I really don't know about students grade, but students grade oil colors are not very different from the artist colors. They are just a bit cheaper, and obviously because they are cheaper, they'll be of a little bit cheap quality. So artist paints are also not expensive if you compare it to the other brands like Winsor & Newton. Winsor & Newton is a really nice brand, a really expensive one also. If you want to go to an expensive side, the quality, when you will differentiate the quality is not very different between both of them. So I prefer this Camlin artist grade oil colors. They give 12 shades in this pack. Also, if you enjoy oil painting and if you want to continue it, you will see that you will need white paint a lot. Like you will, this is a 20 ml pack that I showed you, so that will not be enough. So you can always buy a 120 ml pack of white paint. I use titanium white. There are many different types of white paints available. There is titanium white, zinc white, then flake white hue, and so many more. So titanium white is a very versatile white paint if you need more white paint. Also, titanium white is also provided in the 12 assorted shades pack, which comes in 20 ml tubes. So this is a 120 ml tube. There are three quantities of paints available, which is 20 ml tube, 40 ml tube and 120 ml tube. So you can choose your quantity of the oil paints according to your need. For beginners, obviously 20 ml tubes will be enough. You don't need a lot of oil paint to paint a painting. You will just need a bit because you'll mix the medium, like you mix water in acrylic colors or water colors. So here also you will need a medium, and then you don't need a lot of paint. So 20 ml tubes will be enough, but if you want to continue them, you can always buy 120 ml and 40 ml tubes. Again, if you want to continue oil painting, you can buy many more options. There are many more options other than those 12 shades of oil paints. You can get them on the Camlin site. You can just see, I think there are 72 shades of Camlin oil paints. So you can buy I have these three different shades of oil paints, which is Payne's Grey, then there is Burnt Umber, and then there is Hooker's Green Light. So Payne's Grey and Burnt Umber are again a really versatile color. If you want to expand your collection other than those 12 shades, these are really great to use. They are very versatile. You can make a lot of shades from them. Coming to the medium, so which medium to use? Like I told you, you use water in acrylic paints, you use water in watercolor painting. So which medium you can use in oil paints? Obviously you can't use water. So I have this Camlin linseed oil. You can buy this in different quantities. Again, I have I think the smallest bottle over here, because this much bottle also will last you a long time. You don't need to use the whole bottle in once. You just need a little bit of linseed oil. You just need a little bit of medium to put, and then the paint will become really fluid. Also, if you want to clean your brushes, you can use linseed oil. Obviously, there is always an option of buying turpentine oil. Turpentine oil that are available in hardware stores are not odorless, so they are really harmful for your health, because you will be using turpentine oil to clean your brushes again and again, and so you will inhale those fumes, which is really harmful for your health. So what you can do is, again, Camlin sells odorless turpentine oil which you can use, or rather than spending extra money on buying another oil, you can use this linseed oil only to clean your brushes. You can take linseed oil in such a bottle, and then you can open the bottle, you can clean the brush, you can again close the bottle so that dust doesn't come in. And yes, you can use linseed oil only to clean your brushes. This will save your money as well as your brushes, because your brushes will not dry out. They will have a really soft bristle. Now, coming to the palette. Now, which palette to use to mix the paints? So I use my mom's wooden palette, but obviously wooden palettes are expensive, and I know that this is not a good option to use if you are doing oil painting, because what happens if your oil paint dries on the wooden palette? It is really difficult to wash everything out. There will be some residue left on your palette, so you have to wash the paint out of this wooden palette when they are wet. So, but you can't be mindful every time, so what to do? The other options of palettes are to use a plastic palette or to use a glass palette, so that even if the paint dries out, you can scrape them off. So yeah, in palettes, those glass palette and a plastic palette is a really nice option to go eco-friendly. Obviously, you can use a glass palette. Also, you don't need to buy a new glass for it. You can just use an old photo frame glass to mix your paints on that. Now, coming to which brushes to use. So hog hair brushes, as you all know, are really popular in oil paints. So I have a lot of oil brushes, but all of them are of my mom, so I haven't bought them myself. So I have a lot of flat brushes as well as some filbert brushes, and I also use some other kind of brushes. So I have a large flat brush, then more flat brushes in other sizes. Then I have two filbert brushes in the size is 2 and 1. So yeah, I have two filbert brushes, and I have one sable brush. So those were all the hog brushes, and this is the sable flat brush. It has really soft bristles, and I generally use them to paint backgrounds, because if you want to make really soft backgrounds, like a blurred backgrounds, so soft brushes, you will need soft brushes. You can use any normal soft brushes also, but then I have a sable brush, so I use it. For fine detailing, you can always use normal 000 brushes or 00 or 0 brushes, whichever you are comfortable with. And yeah, so this is my collection. To buy hog hair brushes, you can always buy them from Amazon, but do check the reviews, like if they're of good quality or not. I can't tell you the brand of my brushes because they are like 25 years old, so the brand of them has been washed off. So yeah, I can't tell that really. So what else will you need for oil painting? So these were all the basic things that you will need. So there is something else that you can buy to improve, to, or you can say to get a texture on your oil painting, which are palette knives. Now, what happens when you have painted a very beautiful painting? Now what happens after that? You will just keep it, and then it will collect dust. Now to that to happen and to save your painting from all that dust and dirt, what you can do is you can buy a varnish and just spray a varnish, or um, yeah, you can paint the varnish on that. That will prevent your painting from getting dirty, getting muddy. And also, like, if you have used palette knives to create a texture, it will help your paint to get stiff. Because what happens is, when you use palette knives, when you put texture, when you use a lot of paint, then even after drying your paint is a little bit soft. But if you spray varnish on that, your paint will become really stiff. So it will your help to save your painting. It will save your painting from dust, dirt, and you can just keep your painting nicely after that. So the varnish that I use is again of Camlin. You can get varnishes easily. I use spray varnish. There are other varnishes also available, which is liquid in texture. Spray varnish have a really bad odor, but why do I like them? Though they have really bad odor, because uh, it it's a really quick process. Also, if your painting hasn't dried properly and you use liquid varnish, it will just smudge your paint here and there. But spray varnish will not do that. It will uh, dry out your paint, and yeah, it will not smudge. Your paint will not smudge. So I think spray varnish is a really good option according to me. If you want to use other varnishes like liquid varnish, obviously you can go with that. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found this video helpful, please do like it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Also, don't forget to check out my art store, which is linked in the description box below, and my Instagram, and do follow me on it. So thank you.